pandemic has been devastating for the travel sector. Today we're going to hear how the European and in the UK its largest tour operator is faring. That's TUI Group. It will be posting its first quarter results in a few hours. Now it's been hit it has been using up its cash reserve, should I say, up to 650 million euros a month. It also secured a third bailout in December from the German government and investors. So what's ahead? Well, Martin Alcock is director at the Travel Trade Consultancy. Good morning, Martin. Good to see you.
Morning, Sally.
How bad is it? What are these numbers going to tell us?
Well, Sally, I can't help but cast my mind back to this time last year when we were discussing TUI Group's first quarter results. Back then, TUI had announced the best trading results they'd ever had, actually. January was the best trading month in their history. And then, as we know, barely 3 months later, they were going cap in hand to the German government for a bailout. Over the past 12 months, they've actually been back to the German state a couple of times, as well as raising further equity from shareholders. It's just such an unbelievable slide in a short space of time. Hardly surprising, because COVID has just been like a wrecking ball to the travel industry. And so I fully expect we'll see a continuation of that today. January is normally an absolutely pivotal month for outbound tour operators. It's usually the time when large numbers of people are making commitments for their summer holidays. Excuse me. And that's crucial for these businesses, because it helps them, when those commitments are made, it helps them to plan capacity, buy currency and all of those things. But crucially, as you just mentioned, it's the time when cash would normally start rolling in. I think we've seen a couple of travel businesses reporting in the last few weeks already. On the Beach, we're down by around 83% versus last January. EasyJet, something similar. I fully expect we're going to see a similar set of results from TUI today.
And do you think governments like the German government has so far, and other investors, will just keep putting the money in the pot? Because it is, as you say, completely unprecedented. Companies like TUI, how on earth do they navigate this when, as you say, none of us know what to book where? We have no idea where we can travel in the months ahead.
Yeah, look, we've seen a real mixed picture, I think. I actually don't think the UK government has done anything like enough to support travel, because there are a very unique set of circumstances. Lots of industries have been devastated by COVID, but if you think of travel, we're coming up to a year now where there's been no new revenue. But not only that, they've had to pay back a lot of revenue that they'd holiday bookings they'd made before the pandemic started. They haven't been able to lay staff off, because those staff are very busy looking after customers, processing refunds and things. So they haven't been able to take advantage of things like furlough in the way other industries have. So I think the government could do more, but I think mostly what the industry is crying out for is some kind of roadmap out of this, actually, because there are some very, very draconian measures in place, and for very good reason. This is a public health crisis, and no one disputes that. But it's very unclear what vaccine will do, how the vaccine will help us to get travelling again. Various measures that have been brought in, like the hotel quarantine measures that are coming in later this week, actually. I think what we've seen is the government not really consulting with the industry, and that is causing a problem. As to whether people will continue putting money in and continue bailing out these businesses, there's a real case of haves and have-nots. A big business like TUI, particularly now where the German state and some of its investors have a lot at stake there, they'll be okay. They've got access to liquidity. The bit of the cross-section of the sector that's really hurting are those small and medium-sized businesses that just don't have access to that sort of level of additional funding.
Okay.
They've used all of the government schemes, and they're really struggling.
Martin Alcock, thank you.
My pleasure.